Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. Alright, today guys, I've made a list of the best use of your Awakening gems. Your generic gems by class, as well as your class-based gems. So I don't think there's a better time than now to be looking at things like this because your gems are coming so much quicker than they ever have done previously. So you're able to get these Awakening gems, the 6-star gems, in the monthly side quest each and every month now. So there's no better time than to start ranking up your champs quicker than ever now, really. So I've also put a link to this in the description down below. So once you finish watching the video, please feel free to have a look and go to that link, and it will take you to this so you can have a look at it and at any future time. If you're enjoying this type of content, guys, please make sure you subscribe to the channel, hit that notifications bell so you make sure you get all content in the future so you don't miss out. Also like and make sure you comment on the video, guys, just to let me know any feedback that you may have. All right, let's get cracking, guys. So start off with who I think is the best use of your generic gem for the skill class. It's going to be Nick Fury, Valkyrie, and Kingpin. Now, Nick Fury and Valkyrie are definitely top champs to use your generics for the skill class. Nick Fury, of course, only just needs the Awaken. It doesn't really need any sticking up. Valkyrie could probably use Stick 200, but Kingpin, on the other hand, probably only needs a class gem. But since he is, in my opinion, the best, or maybe second best to maybe Nick Fury, I would probably go ahead and use a generic gem on here, only now because you can get them so easily now. Now, class gem wise for the skill class, by the way, guys, I've put 10 of these different champions for each and every class. I believe it is. Yeah, 10 champions for each and every class gem. Some of these you think they might be a little bit iffy, or you think there might be a couple other champs that you can maybe stick up into that class gem. Of course, guys, if there's other champs that you really like, then by all means give them those class gems now, or even give them a generic gem if it's someone that you think, wow, it's my favorite champ of the game, whatever. Remember, always have fun with this, guys. Anyway, class gems, I would use them on Crossbones, Mole Man, Baron Zemo, OG Black Panther, Blade, Falcon, Kate Bishop, Stealth Suit Spider-Man, Aegon, and Korg. Some of those, again, like Aegon, if you're not planning on doing any sort of like Everest type content, I would maybe hold off on using one for Aegon unless you really like him. Champions like Korg, if you don't really need him for Battlegrounds defense and things like that, I would maybe hold off on champions like Korg. Blade, not a fantastic, amazing champ anymore these days, but a really cool champ from OG champ from back in the day that I really still enjoy playing with, things like that. So I'm going to still go ahead and Awaken, or I would suggest you still Awaken him if you still enjoy playing champs like that. Stealth Suit Spider-Man, again, people like that does need the Awaken ability, and he is still quite viable. So I haven't put the class gem or the generics in any sort of order. So don't think Crossbones deserves the class gem any more than say Korg. I've just put those champs in there because I feel that they are worthy of that class Awakening gem. Okay, Mutant, Archangel, Omega Red, and Kitty Pryde. Now, Archangel, it depends on what star level, what sig level he needs. So you cannot find that information out on Aunt May. I've got an Aunt May video on my channel if you're not familiar with Aunt May, but he doesn't need a massively high sig, but he does need that awakened ability to make him get the utility that he has. Omega Red does need awakening, sig 200. Same with Kitty Pryde, but amazing champions. And a class gem, I've put Namor, Colossus, Domino, Bishop, Professor X, Strife, Danny Moonstone, White Magneto, Iceman, and Toad. Now, Namor, I really like Namor. He needs to be sig 200 though to make sure you get the utility of him. Colossus, he does need that awakened ability. Domino, my opinion, mainly for defensive purposes that she needs to be awakened. Professor X, Strife, very similar to Aegon in the skill class. He is mainly built for more of the Everest type content. So Again, if you don't really like using Strife, or you're not going to be attacking into that content anytime soon, you might want to hold off on him. And then like Iceman, since he's been buffed recently, is still really worthy of that Awakening gem. Okay, on to the text. So we've got Ghost, Nimrod, and Future Ant-Man. So Ghost and Nimrod, definitely, possibly Future Ant-Man. I would say he would be my third possibility for the tech class. A lot of the tech champs, let me go ahead and open up that class, Jim. A lot of these guys are probably not on the same needing of the awakened ability as some of the other classes, but like Ultron doesn't really need the class gem, but if you are going to give him a gem, make sure it's just a class gem. Same with a lot of these other champions. Like Warlock. Warlock doesn't really need his awakened ability, but it is beneficial. It is helpful. Guardian is one that definitely does need his awakened ability. I love Guardian. I've preached about him in a lot of my videos. I think Guardian is a fantastic champion, but he does need to be awakened. He does need to be Sig 200 for all of his utility. Okay, Cosmic. We've got Hercules, Gallon, and I've thrown Corvus in there as well. Corvus is iffy. Hercules and Gallon definitely. Corvus definitely does need his awakened ability, in my opinion. The ability to stave off getting killed while he still has charges is super, super helpful. If I'd have done this same video 6 months ago, I probably would have just said give him a class gem. But like I said before, if you really like Corvus and you think, you're still using Corvus quite regularly and you think, wow, it would really help me out if I had him awakened, and you can get, a lot of these gems more regularly, like I was saying, then I would probably definitely go ahead and use one on Corvus. So class gem wise, got Adam, Warlock, Hyperion, Gore, Angela, King Groot, Cosmic Ghost Rider, Null, Captain Marvel movie, Medusa, and Terrax. A lot of these, like King Groot, highest Sig you can give him. Angela, highest Sig you can give her. Same with Null. A lot of these champions do need the higher Sigs. Hyperion does not. Corvus does not. But, it's up to you guys just to look into each one of these champions and decide, do you really have the Sigs to put into them? Do you really, how often do you use them? That sort of thing. To decide maybe which one of these, if you do have a number of these, which one you want to awaken. Just because you just think, oh, I use Angela more than King Groot, but I've only got 10 Sigs. Or Hyperion, which one of these do I want to awaken? Well, you might actually want to use to awaken Hyperion over, say, Angela, if you've only got, say, 10 Sig Stones or whatever. So that will have a big determining factor on who you rank up, as well as how many Sig Stones you actually have. So on to the Mystic class, we've got Tigra, Rentra, and Absorbing Man. As I say in every video, I'm not a fan of Tigra, but if you are a fan of Tigra, you can use Tigra, then I would definitely recommend using a generic on her, because she is definitely worth it. Rentra, be very careful with Rentra. He's in the process of possibly getting fixed or nerfed, as the rest of us want to say. So be careful with using any generic or class gem on him, because what depends on how bad they nerf him into the ground, or if they do at all. Hopefully not. But just keep an eye on him. And Absorbing Man rounds out that generic gem for Mystic class. Class gems, we've got Diablo, Mojo, Doom, Hood, Wiccan, America Chavez, Sasquatch, Dr. Voodoo, OG Scarlet Witch, and Spider-Man Supreme. Now, Hood, up until about a year or so ago, was probably the class that didn't really need to have anyone awaken. It was, I would say, only Mojo was one of the only champions that was from a year ago previous that was actually worthy of being awakened. As you can see, almost all I'll say Dr. Voodoo as well. But prior to that, a lot of these champs just didn't need to be awakened at all. So most of these are relatively new champions. So if you do happen to pull some of the older champions, you can be pretty self-assured that most of those don't even need the awakened ability. Dr. Voodoo was really the only one that was from really back in the day that need that awakened ability. But when it comes to champions like Diablo, you can still play him without being awakened. He is still really good. Let's see, Mojo definitely does need it. Dr. Doom doesn't really need it, but he does benefit from it. Same with Hood. Awaken does. You know, it's up to you guys which one of these you pick and choose, like I've said. The science class, we've got Spot, Spider-Man 2099, and the Overseer. Definitely Spot and Spider-Man 2099. I would say Overseer is a little bit on the iffy side. I would say if I was going to have to pick a third one, which I've tried to pick 3 for each one of these, I would definitely put Overseer in there as the third one. I would just be careful that if you are starting to pull many 7 stars, just be wary that you can get Overseer as a 7-star. So, you know, you might not want to awaken him now, you know, SIG 200, because he does need to be, you know, high SIG. You might not want to use him and get him up to SIG 200 when you know, like in the next week, you might end up pulling Overseer as a 7-star, and that would be a pretty big slap in the face. So just be wary of that. Class gems, I would say Quicksilver, Void, Scorpion, Titania Thing, Cap, Infinity War, Cassie Lang, Immortal Abomination, Mr. Fantastic, and Mr. Negative. Now, a lot of those, like Mr. Fantastic, doesn't really have to be awakened, but it does benefit him. I-Bomb, same. It does benefit him, but he doesn't have to have it. Mr. Negative's the same. There are some champs that really do need it, like Void. He needs to be awakened plus SIG 200. So whether that's worth it in this day and age, that's up to you to decide. Personally, I wouldn't awaken a Void and take him to SIG 200. I think there's a lot better science champions out there now that do a very similar sort of thing. Like I would personally rather awaken Scorpion and take him up if you wanted to do that. But hopefully this kind of wraps it up for today, guys. Hopefully you enjoyed today's video. If you've enjoyed the way the setup is here, guys, you know, let me know. But you know, like I said, this will be in the comments down below, a link to this if you want to check back at this at a later date. You know, if you happen to pull someone thinking, hey, is it worth awakening that champ, then just please find it, click it, save it, and just have a look. That way you can save it for later dates. But if you've enjoyed today's video today, guys, please hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, click that notification so you don't miss out on the next ones, and I will see you again. Take care.